Turn that shit up, mate.
Smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get the strike. And guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hit us, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those things, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Hey, peace and blessings to everybody out there. This Upper Echelon Sports Bar. Key should be here in a second, but I appreciate everybody for coming in here today. Let's go ahead and get the shout out. Shout out to my guy, All Things. Peace and blessings, King. Always the first one in. Iconic Canadian. Peace and blessings, King. J.A. Dixon. Peace and blessings, King. Jonathan Parks. Peace and blessings, King. Black all day, even at night. Peace and blessings, King. 2 Cent Boxing. Peace and blessings, Queen. Cassandra. Peace and blessings, Queen. Cal Coolit. What's up, brother? Peace and blessings, King. Coach Amber. Peace and blessings, Queen. Let's see. That's everybody that's done posted. So, Ray Davis, my guy. Peace and blessings, King. How's everybody doing today? All right. Before Key get up here, I wanted to go through, and my boy EBT, Everything Boxing, who coming on later on today, he did a video, right? He did a video on the Jermell Charlo thing. I'm gonna pull it up so we can check it out, because a lot of people wonder what happened between Jermell and Jermall Charlo. So I wanted to pull that up so we can check that out right there, because I found it a great topic. Hold on 1 second, people. What's up, 2 Cent? All right, B-Dog Salute, King. I'm about to share it now. Hold up. Because everybody was asking what went. Not much. Everybody was asking what went on with the Charlo situation. So my boy EBT, he got it all right now. So I'm about to go ahead and pull it up now. Here you go, right here. And this is Everything Boxing. If y'all want to check him out, he be having a lot of insight on it. He from Texas. He be having a lot of insight on that Texas situations.
Talking about Jermall this and Big Charlo this and Big Charlo that and Big Charlo that. And Jermell didn't seem to like that. So the brothers, they've had their share of falling out in the past. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the first time that they fell out. But this seems like this is the one that one brother says, you know what? I'm washing my hands with you. And it's Jermell Charlo. Now, we never got to hear Jermell Charlo's side of the story, right? Because like I said earlier, it's always two sides to a story. Now we get to hear Jermell Charlo's side of the story, or a part of it. Because recently, everybody was getting on Jermell Charlo and his girlfriend for not showing up to Jermall Charlo's fight, right? And everybody had something to say about it, how selfish Jermell was, and basically, dogging Jermell out, giving their opinions on the situation because they're brothers. And we seen once again Jermall Charlo showed Jermell support in his fight not too long ago. Well, Jermell Charlo's girlfriend, right, his fiance, she had something to say about everybody getting on Jermell for not showing up to the fight. And she pops out and she says, and y'all can see it right here, she says, laugh out loud. If y'all knew the whole story, you wouldn't have shown up either, right? And once again, this is talking about why Jermell didn't show up to Jermall's fight. She like, if y'all knew the whole story, y'all wouldn't have showed up neither, right? So I'm going through the comments, and somebody else that's very close to the family says that Jermall did some effed up stuff. Jermell shouldn't have shown up. Now, at that point in time, I had no idea what Jermall could have done, but I'm like, hey, no telling what Jermall did, right? Jermall was going through a lot of stuff. We seen him pop up on Instagram plenty of times, showing erratic behavior, looking like that he was under the influence. So I don't know what Jermall did behind the scenes, right? But recently, Jermall comes out and he speaks on Jermell once again, and this is what Jermall had to say.
Sure, y'all see my brother, y'all talk to my brother, y'all tag my brother, tell my brother I'm missing my love him. You know what I'm saying? I got you. That's you, man. I love my brother. My brother's solid. Q, what's popping? Hey, Q, I see you in a second. Saudi. Let's go. Let's go turn the count these days. I'm ready. I got my frisky on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all tag my brother, man. Hey, Bishop. Shout by Bishop. All my shit shout by Bishop. Shout by Bishop. Tag Twin Charlotte. I'll be back in March. I get y'all that. I'll be back in March. I ain't taking no days off. Let's get it.
So, like I said, y'all, it's two sides to everything. And that right there, what you heard from Jamal Charlo, that pretty much tells everything. That let me know that Jamal Charlo did do some effed up stuff, because Jamal Charlo is the one pleading to talk to his brother, pleading for his brother to talk to him, telling people, please tag my brother, let him know I love him. And then he says, my brother's solid, meaning that, hey, I effed up. It ain't my brother that effed up. It was me. So, man, I don't know what Jamal did, but like I said, man, my bad, because I spoke on this situation from the beginning. It was looking like that. It was Jamal Charlo being a complete dickhead, being an a-hole. But Jamal Charlo did something. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't know if they're going to be able to mend that relationship, because you see, after all this time, Jamal still ain't been able to get in touch with his brother.
So yeah, that was that right there. Salute to cool JC 26, J.A. Dixon, salute. Aqua Flex, salute. Yeah, so what you think about that 2 cent right there? Patrick Bell, salute. Expensive Paper, salute. King, peace and blessings.
I mean, I feel like they always had kind of like a toxic thing going between the two. It probably just finally came to a head. I think they'll work it out eventually.
Well, you know, earlier in this video, he talked about it too, though, and Regis talked about it. Like, they said Jamel used to be the one that was so focused and dedicated as they was growing up. Like, he would want to stay in the gym, while Regis and Jamal, they used to go out and party and do all this. Jamel was the one that took boxing super serious. But when they got to the pros, you know, Jamel wasn't able to excel like Jamal did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that really frustrated Jamel. Jamal was always talking about that big Charlo this and big Charlo that. You know, Jamel felt some type of way about that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamel felt some type of way about that big Charlo thing. So, you know, when he was finally able to get out his brother's shadow and overcome, when he switched from running Shields and came to Derrick James. And that's why, you know, they got two different paths. Yeah, Coach Amber, like I've been said that everybody shitting on Jamel, but what about Jamal? Because like it takes a lot for you to turn on your brother, especially a twin. And I knew, like, you remember, hell, I even remember when Jamal was right there with Bud and them after the Jamel fight and all that stuff too. Like Jamal probably did some things like that when Sweet Hands Plant slapped him. And they was up there that day too. You know, he was trying to fight Jamel, and Mel ain't even the one that did that shit. Even though his wife jumped on him, on Jamal's wife. But
I think Jamal might have started feeling some type of way once Jamel started coming up, possibly. And then, not to mention the situation with his wife. You know, Jamal's wife and Jamel, from my understanding, never really got along.
He said she was
so I think maybe them. Yeah, I think maybe them getting back together also is playing a part in this. And
but you know, she tried to attack Jamel though. You know, she attacked Jamel while Jamel was in his car that day when he was following his brother home. She came out there and attacked
that's
Jamel.
who car she was kicking?
Yeah, that was Jamel and his wife's car. I mean, his girl's car. Jamel
I thought he was dropping the kids off or something. She was kicking his car.
Keita came out with the Romero mink. She be killing it. Nah,
what up, P?
Jamel had followed Go ahead, Key.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Oh, Jamel was following Jamal home to get something because they had been beefing, and she seen that Jamel was out there. She came out there and started attacking Jamel's car and trying to attack him. That's why Jamel's wife, when she seen her, it was on sight. She had been holding that back because she had also had scratched Jamel before too. Like, you can't put your hand on a woman, but a woman can. So she already had beef with Jamal's wife. But Jamel ain't never liked that girl because he said she was a thought and she used to cheat on her brother. And that his brother needed to get a paternity test for them kids. But Jamal, he was so in love with the girl and everything. But they said she was out there like that. But Jamal ended up marrying her anyway. So, know how that go.
Yeah, they probably need to go sit down and talk to a counselor or something.
I get the paternity test too, though. Just to be honest, I'm getting the maternity test about it. She too chill.
But I heard Jamal gave his brother the Canelo fight.
No, Jamal couldn't take the Canelo fight. Jamal was mentally unstable, so he couldn't take the fight. He didn't give him shit. Al Heyman did that. Jamal was kind of bitter about that shit at first. Go ahead, Key. Go ahead and do your intros.
Oh, well, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, yeah, one more thing real quick. Shout out to Frequent. Shout out to A1 Hoop Zone, Rod Walker, Kawhi Elliott, peace and blessings, Kings. And that whole boy, peace and blessings, y'all. All right.
Well, shout out to everybody. I hope y'all having a great Tuesday. I know I am. I pulled out this is dedicated to, the thumbnail is dedicated to Rolly for him running his mouth. I had the one where he was getting knocked out already, so I couldn't repost that. But this goes into what we talked about yesterday with him, saying some disrespectful things about Derrick James and Derrick James stable. But too though, this Meek is nice, and I feel like I feel like I'm outside. You feel me? Like I feel real good today. So I'm like, what better than to post this as a thumbnail? But I'm actually trolling Rolly. But shout out to everybody that's here. The Queen's in the building. 2 cents. It's so good to see you, Queen. Queen Ariana's in the building. Coach Amber, the Queen, is in the building. Rod Walker. Expensive Paper. Shout out to you, Jonathan Parks. Cassandra, I didn't even see her yet. Shout out to you, Queen. Welcome. I was keeping them, I've been trying to keep people, from talking about Keith Thurman. You understand? I got you covered, Queen. Aquaflex. Shout out, Queen. Shout out, King. That whole boy. Shout out to you, Calvin Elliott. Let me see who else is in here. I think I've seen Ray in here. Shout out to him. Patrick Bell, Cool JC, B-Dog, all things as always. One of the 10 Toes Down, a part of the 10 Toes Down posse, along with Aquaflex. Shout out to you, all things, as always. So go ahead and keep cooking on Jermel. And so basically, this is all over his wife, Jermel's wife. Is that what you're saying, Upper?
Oh no, I don't know. I was just talking about the different things they went through. I don't know what the final straw was, but I was just going back about what had happened between the two wives at first. The reason why Jermel's wife jumped on Jamal at the Spence fight. Remember that Spence fight? Remember they got in the fight at the Spence fight?
Mm-hmm.
Where Jermel girl beat the hell out of Jamal's wife. And then Jamal got slapped by Caleb Plant.
Damn, that's just all bad.
Shout out to A1 Hoop Zone for the $5 holler. He said Keith Thurman's in the ass, and I'm talking baby panda.
No, my God. A1, stop. Not today. Lord Jesus. Well, I mean, I think that I just don't want this drama and everything that's going on to get bigger than their fights and what they have going on. I know there's no such thing as bad publicity. That's what they say in Hollywood and entertainment. But at the end of the day, y'all are brothers. You know what I'm saying? And successful brothers at that. And I really hate that this is happening. I really do. Like I have so many jokes that I can say about this, but I'm not about to kick them while they down. You know, that's a personal situation that's outside of boxing. I hope that they clean it up soon. Because there's really no place for that here, you know?
Yeah. But you gonna if you keep getting slapped at every fight, the boxing world gonna keep talking about it.
No, I'm not talking about the slap. I'm talking about the wives. The slap now listen. Nah, the slap I don't care about. Like I want him to get his lick back with that. I don't even want Jamal to fight Canelo. I want him to go straight at Caleb Plant. As you can see, I don't know if you guys saw, but Caleb Plant was at the Boo Boo and Benavidez fight. And he sat and watched Jamal fight. Not only that, when they asked him how he did, you know, he walked past the interview. He didn't even speak on it. So I was thinking right then and there, like, oh my God, you know, they're probably lining this fight up. Now we get hit with rumors, you know, that Canelo might be fighting Jamal next. But I think that it's a bigger fight for Jamal with Caleb because it's such an intense background with that. What do you guys think?
Well, Jamal said he'll be back in March, so I don't think Canelo gonna be next.
Canelo's May and September. Those are the only 2 days Canelo fight at. May and September. Nonito and Rachel, Shalom, peace and blessings to my favorite married couple in the boxing industry, Nonito and Rachel. How y'all doing?
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I pray that they get it together. I definitely, I don't like seeing this. You know what I'm saying? When personal spill over to what's going on in boxing. I hope that they get it together, man. At the end of the day, those are twins, a couple minutes apart. I just pray and hope that they get this together. Get this wrapped up by 7 p.m. today. That's my order. Get it wrapped up. Get it cleaned up. However you got to do it. But. We also have some other breaking news.
The link right there if you want to hop up, Rachel.
We also have some other breaking news. The IBF have ordered Jack Catterall, who was 28-1 with 13 KOs, to face Richardson Hitchens, who's 17-0 with 7 KOs, in a final eliminator to become the mandatory challenger to reigning IBF super lightweight champion Matias, who was 20-1 with 20 KOs. This is what Eddie Hearn has revealed. So it looks like we can be getting,
Richardson Hitchens said he want that Matias fight.
Yes, and I thought it was interesting when he said that too, because Richardson, he don't really have that much power, but he's a good tactical fighter. So I wonder, that's an interesting fight, Upper.
Like, he has the boxing skills to outbox Matias, but can he stay away from Matias? Like Floyd said, sometimes you gotta fight, and his power is not enough to keep Matias off of. But he said he wants it. Now he just got finished fighting Zepeda, who has power, and he made Zepeda look like an amateur out there. He also had the Superstorm, and he made Superstorm look bad, 10-2. I mean 8-2. So you know, he has the tactical skills, and you know he's been down there in Floyd basement for so long. The man has all the skills that pay the bills. It's just if Matias can get through to him, because Matias has the power to hurt him and stop him. And Jack Catterall, that's going to be a great fight for Richard Hitchens, because Jack Catterall, he's one of the most cautious fighters out there. Oh yeah, Rachel, I said I had put the link down if you want to hop up there. We just talking about different things, but you can hop up here. But Jack Catterall, the type of fighter he is, you have to beat Catterall. Catterall, you're not going to knock him out. Catterall is a very safe fighter. He doesn't throw more than 2 punches. He will sit back, and if you ever watch his fights, he's one of the boringest fighters out there. He will sit there and throw a 1 shot all fight, maybe a 2 shot, but he'll throw 1 or throw 2. Throw 1, he don't do nothing more than 2. He don't throw no combinations. He's not aggressive. He doesn't go in for the kill. That's why if you ever watch him, he doesn't. That's why they gave Josh Taylor the decision, because Catterall does not go for the kill. He just sits back, and he's like a part amateur and part like Olympic style. Like he just wants to sit back and score points. He likes to hit and don't get hit. He likes to use his range. Okay, that's okay, Rachel. I'll just let you know. Tell Donito I said what's up. But Jack Catterall, he likes to sit back and just throw a punch. He does not commit. Like if you look at his last fight, he doesn't commit. He's not very active. He just sits back with his stick. He might throw a 1-2 every now and then, but you just gonna get a steady pace like water dripping out of a faucet. That's all he does over and over and over. So Richardson Hitchison, he's gonna have a tactical match versus that man because he's never out of position. Jack Catterall is never out of position because he plays it safe. So him and Richardson Hitchison gonna be a real tactical match. It's gonna be kind of like Devin and Shakur probably would be, or like I say, Richardson Hitchison, I feel like is the best pure boxer at 140. I feel like he's the one that Devin don't want to go against. Hitchison's a bad boy, and that's gonna be Catterall. He doesn't have enough skills to fight with this man. I know this, but he's so safe and cautious. He gonna make it a long fight. If y'all know what I mean, it's gonna be like a long, repetitive fight, and the winner of that has to go against Matias. So if Catterall wins, he's got to go against Matias. Matias is gonna walk through that one punch thing. But Hitchison has a great jab. I don't know how either one of them will translate to Matias, but it's gonna be a great show. I want to see it.
The question that I have for this fight, shout out to Coach for the Queen for coming through. The question I have, so when I heard the news, when this was broke yesterday evening ish, a little after we got off live actually, and I as soon as I heard the fight, I said, okay, I got my two last name guy winning this fight. I got Richardson Hitchens winning this fight. And but then I thought about it instantly, like, oh my God, Lord Jesus, Matias, good God Almighty. Now the thing is, when he fought, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when I seen Hitchens in there with Zepeda a couple months ago, even though he put on a boxing clinic, it was a great skill. I thought to myself, what would have happened um if that was Matias, or no, if Zepeda would have pressured him more and walked through him to try to catch him, or you know what I'm saying? Like he pretty much he was able to keep Zepeda off, you know what I'm saying? But would that work for Matias? And this will be interesting, because now we're hearing that Matias, at first it was Matias is a great fighter, overlooked fighter at 140. Now all of a sudden, Matias don't have any feet. He ain't got no defense. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. It's just a laundry list of all negatives about Matias. And I'm like, where's all this coming from? Everybody was just singing this man's praise prior to this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's even all this stuff coming from? But now if he was to fight Hitchinson, we'll be able to see how he deals with the lateral fighter. But I saw that when he fought, what's that guy name? I'm always forgetting upper that the black dude he fought. Is that Hawkins or something?
Yeah, Hawkins. But
Hawkins.
You want to see where the hate came from? The hate came from when people start comparing what happened if he fight Devin. So as soon as they start saying what would happen if Matias fight Devin, that's when all this stuff came out about, oh, he ain't that good, his feet that bad. That's when all that came out. It's crazy whenever somebody go against the narrative right there, all the propaganda, they not that good right there. Yeah, yes,
sorry.
Ponce tried. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, Ponce tried to, and Ergashev. Everybody fight Matias trying to bring it to him, But yeah, let Key cook. I get back on it. Go ahead, Key.
Yeah, so I was like, we didn't see that with Hawkins. Like, Upper, correct me if I'm wrong. We talked about this fight before, and we were like, yo, Hawkins was trying his best, correct?
Of course, he was.
He was moving. He was moving. He was doing everything.
The damn busted on him. The damn busted.
Yeah, and it was just like, no, he got him up out of there. Like, so when they say that he doesn't have, some of these fundamentals, I'm like, yo, yes, he does. I mean, y'all think that he's just gonna stand? I even heard somebody say that Matias is just going to stand there. He just wants his opponents to stand in front of him. No, the reason why his opponents stand in front of him is because after he's done beating on them, you know what I'm saying, hitting them where he wants to, they don't have any legs or move. Like like their body gets like there's nothing that they can do. He gasses them out. He's a small Benavidez, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like once he hits you, once he catch you, like once he hits you, once he catch you, that's it. And so, and you get to slowing down, your hands start coming down. We see it time and time again with power punchers. So that's what I worry about with Hitchens is like, okay, is he going to be able to really keep him off bay? Because I've seen all the type of styles go against Matias with, trying to use the ring. Ergashev tried to do that. Ergashev popped him too in the stomach. What Matias do? Come right back. I've seen people try to go blow to blow with him. They end up on the bench or on the floor. I've seen so many things, and it's just like, this is going to be an interesting fight. Of course, I'm going to always try, root for Hitchens and everything. But when it comes to Matias, I don't know who's going to win that fight, y'all. Coach Amber, what you got for me, Queen? Or Upper or 2 cents? What y'all got for me with that?
Wait, so I was coming in the house when you were initially I think I heard you said that a fight was announced. We're talking Catterall and who?
Catterall versus Hitchens for the IBF, and then the winner will face Matias, the IBF champion, at 140.
Honestly, I'm not too familiar with both of their backgrounds. I do know that Catterall needs to make a statement, especially after what happened with what's his face, what's his name, the dude Tio fought.
He had
Josh Taylor.
He just
Josh Taylor.
He just won last month. Catterall just won last month. He arguably beat Josh Taylor. But I
do believe he beat Josh Taylor. That was my first time seeing Catterall.
Yeah, he beat Josh Taylor. Then he just won his fight last month. The most boringest fight I've ever seen. It was worse than Shakur.
Who did he fight?
Huh?
Who did Catterall fight?
I forgot who the dude was, but he beat him. He just one punched through the whole night.
Yeah, I think he still needs to make a statement. I mean, honestly, just me personally, it doesn't matter. I just want to, whoever the winner is, I'd like to see Matias in there with him.
Yeah, I think that as well. Oh, go ahead, Upper.
Oh no, I was saying salute to Ashley and Shane Fraser. Peace and blessings.
2 cents. What you got for me, Queen?
I'm not too familiar with Catterall, but I did see him beat Josh Taylor, and I thought I think he's a pretty decent fighter, but like Upper said, he's real methodical. When is the fight?
It'll be next year sometime, since Jack and Richardson just fought. So we're probably looking at like a spring fight or summer.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with him, but I know he's a decent fighter, so it'll be a good fight. And I'm just ready for Matias to get up there and get some top competition.
I think that'll be an interesting fight. I want to see Matias fight top competition, and this is a good boxer. Now this is a pure boxer. Now everybody else have been power boxers, punchers, but Hitchison is a pure boxer. And let's not forget, he comes from the Mayweather pedigree. He has that background, so I would like to see it, because one thing about it, Upper is right. Richardson did mention Matias. Ironically, Matias never mentioned Richardson. He only mentioned Tank, Tio, and Devin that he would like to fight. Maybe that wasn't on his radar.
Hold on 1 second. His last fight was against Linares. Thank you, 619. And salute the Zenith 3. Salute the Zenith. Salute the Planet 619. Salute the OTB. Salute the Truth, Black Truth. Salute to Who else was there? Let's see, come in. And Bullet Gibson. Peace and blessings to all y'all kings. Peace and blessings. Yeah, it was Linares Key that Jack Catterall just beat Linares.
Yeah, if you're coming in, you guys, I see a few people coming in. Shout out to everybody that came in, man. It has been announced that Jake Catterall versus Richardson Hutchinson next year for the IBF contender, and then the winner gets Matias for the IBF championship. Now, my next question when it comes to this fight is, well, never mind, because it'll be Matias as the A side. You think this is a big fight, y'all? You think this is a main? Well, you think this is a main event type of fight where they headlining and they got people, you know what I'm saying, co-main and everything?
Yeah, they headline because Hitchison was just the headliner versus the Zepeda. And you know, going against Catterall was a headliner versus Lenora. So Hitchison versus Catterall would be a headline fight. They probably will have to have a co-main though, because I don't really see that fight selling too much. Like unless they do it in the UK, like where Catterall people at, because they do it in America. Like I don't really think a lot of people gonna buy it. Rachel Donaire said that Amanda Serrano relinquished her WBC title. Oh wow!
Shout out to Amanda Serrano. That's what ambassadors of the sport do. That is how you are an ambassador of women's boxing. I saw that today. Shout out to Amanda Serrano.
Why should she do that for?
Because they wouldn't sanction 3-minute rounds.
Oh, okay.
She a real one.
Oh, I thought they had changed that.
Oh, I thought they had did that too.
Yeah,
no,
I thought
they allowed it. They allowed it for one fight, but she wants the WBC to just make it just its normal rules, to make it just the bar. Like, yeah, if you fight for the WBC title and you are a female, it'll be 3-minute rounds. That's what she was advocating for. And because they wouldn't do it, she was like, fine, keep your belt.
Oh, that's what's up right there.
Well, why won't they do it? Like, what is the?
They say it's too much stress on women going 3-minute rounds.
What?
She didn't make it look like that. She was banging on that girl.
That girl took a lot of damn damage for 3 minutes around too.
That's your point, huh?
Realize she was the one with it, so it wasn't stressful for her. But the other girl,
you know,
was getting, that other
the
girl
women are getting more skillful though.
Yeah, that girl got 12. That girl got 12 extra minutes of her ass whooping.
I'm not trying to hear that from Mauricio Suleiman, because we're talking about a dude who was talking about making a specific section for transgender. Like, I ain't trying to hear that from you. Like, nah, bro. Like, you're willing to cater to transgender, but you're not willing to cater to women's boxing.
Hey, Rachel Donaire, that's not you in the background, is it? Nah, because Rachel said she can't get up here, so I don't even know why you even trying that, homie. Go move around, because Rachel said she ain't even getting up today. Oh, it is you? My bad, Rachel. Okay.
You on high alert, huh? You on high alert?
Yeah.
No, I said I said because I have a phone call in 1 minute, and I shouldn't have dropped that and then been like, God damn it, I want to join this conversation, but I have a phone call. So I'll be 1 minute late to the other one. It's fine. Hopefully they won't notice. So the last fight with Amanda Serrano wasn't sanctioned by the WBC. It was WBA. And Mauricio won't do it because he said, because we had that convention 2 years ago, and he keeps touting about this science, this, I don't know, lab report or something, that saying that the brain in a female can't withstand the trauma in comparison to males. And I believe Marlon is the one that requested for the scientific findings. I don't think it's ever been released. So when you say, like, you know, there's science behind it, it's like, okay, well, let's look at the science. Like, let's do additional studies if that's what you're saying. And when was this study done? Because if it was done in the 80s, it definitely needs to be updated with newer studies, right?
And studies are always controversial and questionable. Like, who funded the study would also be a question.
Yeah, who funded it? In addition to, what were the parameters of it? What age group were you doing? How long has this person been boxing versus a regular woman who isn't constantly in a combat sport? Those sports compared to other sports, like there's a bunch of different parameters when you're doing these things. So. But yeah, we talked about it 2 years ago when they brought up the transgender thingy. And I know that the women on the panel were saying that they wanted 3-minute rounds, but I mean, it's always a hard stop whenever they say, but science shows, this, and we're like, what science? Show it to me in the science book. Show me the report that says that. You can't argue over something you can't see. It's really difficult.
You gotta make it available.
Yeah, they always try to use science to. Oh, I gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but like Zena said, 2-minute rounds is actually make them rush their work because they ain't got time to step their defense because the time will be out the window. I think 3-minute rounds will make it more competitive and stuff because 2-minute rounds is gone. Just like that. Anybody that used to box, they can tell you that the best part of knocking a person out is in the last 60 seconds of the round. Because when I used to box, I know the last 60 seconds of the round, that's when they start to get tired, they start to get fatigued. That's when they trying to hear it try to get their recharge. And that's the most acceptable time for a boxer is that last 60 seconds. That last 60 seconds the most dangerous time. Well, really the last 30 seconds the most dangerous time of the round. But they taking that away from the females. I feel like giving them a fair shake. Like if they want to box, give them a fair shake. That way they got a fair chance. But you know how Mauricio Sulaiman is. If it ain't about dollars, he ain't trying to do it.
Well, it's just an interesting argument because like I've gone on different panels talking about this before, and there's some guys that of course are like, no, women's fights need to be more exciting because they're not as popular, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, so are you saying that these male boxers that are boring as shit should only have 2 minutes then? And it was like no response. I was like, so why are you guys given the opportunity? And when I was a junior, I was fighting for 1:30. That was bullshit. And you could see when the juniors started to play into the adults, which at the age of 14, you can play in the adults division. When the juniors came in, we were eating them up because it was, you're looking at, we're used to fighting 3-minute rounds and you're used to fighting 90 seconds. And we're just going to wait for you to gas out.
When I was in the amateurs, when I was in the amateurs back in like 93, 92 and 93, women were only fighting for 60 seconds. Then they moved it up to 90 seconds.
That's crazy. I mean, you can't even there's no setup. There's no traps. In Taekwondo, we call it traps.
They was just getting started when I was young boxing. Like they had a few of them, but it wasn't really that popular for women like around 91, 92. But
yeah.
Then it started.
Can I hop in real quick over?
Yeah.
Rachel, you already know you on my quote of, one of the best female trainers in the world. I told you that. I've told you that. You and Wolf are on my Mount Rushmore when it comes to women trainers. But every time I see you, I'm gonna tell you that. I completely agree with you. Like, and I think it's a narrative that they're trying to push. Oh, the science. Like, I think that they're trying to subliminally say, well, of course, men and women are different. The anatomy is different and whatnot. But they're thinking, okay, like trying to basically spin it. Well,
look at that on the screen right there, Coach M. Reasons like that right there.
Well,
come on, like that's. Okay. I mean, you saying that you don't want it's 2 minutes and you don't want to see a woman get beaten brewed up. Just your opinion. She can get beaten up in 2 minutes. She can get beaten up in the first 10 seconds. What are we talking about?
If you're actually a fan of women's boxing? Are you actually a fan of women's boxing?
I just feel like, and I'm going to leave on this before my business partner kicks my ass. I think that when it comes to, we always talk about the sweet science of the game. I don't think that women are given the opportunity to be able to set up, set up a game plan, draw the person out, and get them to do what that you want them to do in 2 minutes. That the end of the game, like when we were saying, like the most knockouts usually come in minute 2 to 3, is because it's getting set up in the first 2 minutes. If you only have a minute, like you can't really, it's harder to fall into that. But if you guys are still talking about this after I get off my call, I'll jump back on. I'll tell you guys in a bit.
Okay, Rich.
Okay, bye.
One of the best female trainers in the world, probably the best. Like Rachel is a quote. But I just wanted to finish my thought as far as the science, like she brought up. They're trying to say it without saying it. They're trying to insinuate that these women are taking the same amount of punishment that a man would take, and that's not true. Well, unless you're somebody like Katie Taylor or something like that.
Let
but
me say one thing real quick, Coach Am. A lot of people sit there saying that, like Dante, you say you don't want to see 3-minute rounds because the woman get beat up. Actually, she get beat up worse in 2-minute rounds than 3-minute rounds because, for one, the opponent will keep getting fresher. So they have more power when they come back out from off the bench. They're going to have more power. So they're going to keep coming out real fresh. Second off, they're not going to really have the defense to set up a trap. So they just got to go in there and start punch buddies, like Mexican style, start throwing stuff. They can't set up, make traps and everything. And then next, like the fight's going to be over soon, so you can have your stamina up just enough to make 20 minutes. 20 minutes of fight. It's a lot easier to prepare for 20 minutes than 36 minutes. And that's real. And only fighting for 2 minutes and then resting a minute is a whole lot different than fighting 3 minutes and resting a minute. You still stay somewhat fresh. Go ahead, Amber.
No, you're absolutely right, Upper, because when it's 2 minutes, because in the Olympic trials, when you're elite, they go 3 minutes, but it's only for 4 rounds. But that's why, like, the Olympic style is beautiful. I mean, granted, it only goes 4 minutes, but they're able to take their time and, like Rachel said, set up traps and whatnot. It's just for a marathon, like 12. But my thing is like, these women, they're not hitting as hard as the males. So the whole, they're trying to say it without saying it. Like, well, a female can't take a punch like a man. Okay, but the punch isn't coming from a man. It's coming from another female. So I already see the play. They're trying to play that narrative, and that's not the case. These are 2 women, and Upper's absolutely right, because, like me, 3 minutes is the minimum. And so if you cut it down to 2, that means now we're in a rush. That means there is no time to feel each other out. As soon as the bell rings, we on 10. And if you give them 3 minutes, you actually give them that first 30 seconds, a minute to fill each other out, watch how each other, you have time to faint. Damn, can the women play chess too?
Hold on for a
I'm
second.
just saying.
OTB, you say women boxing isn't competitive enough. You don't see the sport surviving if you go 3-minute rounds. It'd be more competitive if it was 3-minute rounds, OTB, because if there was 3-minute rounds, then the women can set stuff up. They can plan offensive strategy and defensive strategy. It's not competitive enough because in 2-minute rounds, they have to throw caution to the wind. So if you gave them enough time to think and let them do what they had to do, then it'd be a lot more competitive. Exactly, Zainab. The 2 minutes forces them to be brawlers. I'll give you a link. The 2 minutes forces them to be brawlers.
Exactly. We got 120 seconds right from the time the bell rings. You have to be on 10. You have to.
Richard Paris, peace and blessings, King.
Well, I see both point of views. I see both perspective. I don't see it, unfortunately, unless it's somebody like a Jake Paul, somebody that has the backing to really go in and make some type of moves with that. Would it be in 3 minutes? Unfortunately, well, I can't say never say never, but
Exactly.
maybe in the fall or something.
Ashley Corner say women fighting bare knuckle. She said women fighting bare knuckle boxes. That show you women can box for 3 minutes, of course. They be bare knuckle.
Man, they face be looking messed up.
Yeah, but they do it.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, man, I seen this one girl, her whole right side of her face was swollen. I'm like, good God Almighty.
I see this one girl, her mouth was open up and a whole, like, 4 of her teeth was missing and everything. Brian King salute. Link out there.
Do you see how they one thing I respect about bare knuckle boxing too is that even after in defeat, when they face be all swelled, bruised, I mean immediately after they giving interviews and they stand right into the camera talking. I'm like, bruh. Woo.
That's the adrenaline right there, boy. I be seeing them slap offs too. Y'all see them things where they be having the slap championships and everything.
Yeah.
I say, wow.
Queen Arena, salute to you, Queen. Shout out to Brian King, Vic King Falcon. That is it's insane. But hopefully we can start making changes, especially now that we have some heavy hitters. If you guys don't know, I think next week we have Shadeja Green versus Frershawn. Is that how you say it? Frershawn
Cruz versus Shadeja.
Shadeja's 13. Yes. Shadeja's 13-0. Frershawn is 8-2. So this is going to be for the WBC World Super Middleweight that is vacant. So they are fighting for that. So make sure that y'all support this. Like if we really want change, we have to put. I mean, let's keep it real. It has to be dollars backing this.
Hey, Dante Hall, I'm gonna say it like this: if you go watch Shadeja Green, she got 5 first-round knockouts. So she got power like Wilder and Tank for the women's side because she get them up out of there. You know, and Amanda Serrano, I think she got like around 20 or 30 knockouts, something like that. There's some girls that get you up out of there. So you can't really say that. That's like class categorizing all females. You can't. Just like all men boxers ain't knockout artists. Not all women ain't either. But you have some select few that are.
Facts.
Those sports.
Facts. So let's put the money behind this. You know what I'm saying? Because we know money changes things as well as prayer. But these people see dollars and cents. So let's continue to support. Again, Shadeja Green and Frershawn fights, if I'm not mistaken, next week. And let's support that fight, man. I'm definitely going to be tuned in because I like Shadeja Green as well. So, and she's 13-0. Frershawn is 8-2, and this is for a vacant title. So shout out to those queens, man. And shout out to Amanda Serrano who kicked off this whole conversation, standing on business, man. Shout out to her. That was a bold move. I don't think people really realize how bold that was because we got dudes and we got men holding on to titles that they know they should have been defended and don't care. But yet you got a woman stepping up and said, no, I want to fight 3 minutes. You don't want to get that to me. I'm dropping it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bold move, man. You don't really see guys making decisions like that. Coach, what you got for me, Queen? Because I know this is like your area. You like this.
You hit it on the head. Stand on business. Stand on business. And that's exactly what she did. She's like, take this belt. I got more. Like you can't do nothing but respect that.
Salute Al Boogie and ZB Mello. OTB said he was coming up here. I ain't seen him yet. Better hurry up. Oh, there you go. I think he want to come talk to Amber. There you go.
Salute, King.
Salute, the key. Salute, salute, Coach Amber. Y'all having a hell of a show. I had to chime in, man.
No problem, bro. No problem.
How you doing, OTV?
I'm good. How y'all today?
We good. We good.
We good.
Boxing coach, I'm ready to talk to you. Go ahead.
Facts. I just feel like right now we can't even name the last upset in women's boxing.
Yeah, we can. Katie Taylor over.
Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, Katie Taylor was
That
involved.
was an upset. Katie Taylor was the favorite.
No, Katie Taylor.
You're talking betting odds. I don't do betting odds.
Well, that's
Chantel. Chantel, the just fought.
Chantel just got robbed. Chantel beat Katie Taylor and won undisputed, and then they just robbed Chantel for undisputed again. Those were two upsets.
Well, right now you ain't even reached the level of competitiveness. We talking about 2-3 names per division that we can name off the top of our hand.
It's competitive. It's competitive fighters out there.
That's familiar. No, I'm saying, but when
I'm gonna tell you in the light heavyweight division. I mean, in the big division, you got Savannah Marshall, Freshon Cruz, Shadasia Green. You got a few of them up there.
That's three. Name me one more person in that division.
What's the girl name? Terry, what the hell? It's a Terry.
Exactly. You don't know it off the top of your hand.
I mean, I don't watch her, but I know her name is Terry. Well,
we got ours, bro. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the perception of women's boxing, it's just not big enough on that level. It hasn't become competitive enough. You don't see it like you don't even see enough girls who really box. You still seeing a sport where activity is rewarded. They haven't really been able to involve the
zone. Every time the zone kick off a fight card, they got at least 2 or 3 women fighters each time. So they got enough. They got a lot of fighters. It's just a lot of fighters ain't well known because they're not being pushed like that. But it's a lot of fighters in every division. Like each division has over 50-some fighters, bro.
I know that as far as the sport is concerned, but we talking about competitive girls who can fight. We not talking about just boxers. We talking about girls who can competitively go in there and hold their own. We still seeing the sport where we see actually.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
We see in the sport where we're seeing women boxers who still being put in the ring and they're unprepared. They're being knocked out in the first round. You're seeing the difference in class levels in boxers. We know it's levels to boxing. You understand? Everybody that could go in there and throw a punch can't box. So we still at a point where we haven't seen enough of the sophisticated science within the sport. We still seeing girls go in there and we looking at girls. I'm watching girls. Like, why is she even in this fight? She's not on the same level as her. When you look at the girl that what's that? The Du Bois girl just knocked out in her last fight. Like, man, she shouldn't have been in there with her. Like, too often we watching fights where girls are levels above their competition.
Wait. What was that last fight you named?
The Du Bois girl.
The Dubois.
Yeah, Dubois. The Dubois girl. But the last girl that she knocked out, she wasn't on her level. She wasn't even close. Like, and it's just when you talk about the upper echelon of the weight divisions in women's boxing, I'm okay with them boxing 3-minute rounds for championship bouts, maybe. You understand? But as far as the whole sport is concerned, I just don't know that it helped the B and C level boxers in this sport. And it's a lot of B, C level boxers in women's boxing. When you talk about A level boxers, you're talking about maybe 2 boxers per division.
Oh, you got the same in men's boxing as well?
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, okay, I'm gonna ask you like I asked the other guy. Are you a fan of women's boxing?
Of course, love women's boxing, but I'm a fan of the sport first, Coach Amber. So I love boxing. Period.
Me too. I just have a special place with female boxing because I'm old. But I think I get what you're trying to say. There are competitive fights out there, but competitive versus money generating are two different things. You also have to realize that the pool for women is smaller. You know, yeah, it's smaller. I mean, I realize that women outpopulate the men. There's not a lot of moms that are lining up to get their daughters into boxing. So you have to realize it's a smaller pool. And I do understand what you're saying as far as the skill level, but let's keep that same energy for the men, because these men fight cab drivers all the time. And at that, it's extremely hard to fight to find female fighters. And when you said that, it made me think of Estrada when she knocked out that chick in like 30 seconds on DAZN.
In the first round of that fight, that was scary.
Okay, but that was a replacement opponent. Let's not forget that. That was a replacement opponent that took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. She wanted the check, and you know, it is what it is. So I mean, it's okay for the men, and I'm not encouraging it with the women either. I'm totally not, because last thing I want is for female boxing to become corrupt. Also, we've worked too hard to let that seep in.
Facts.
Okay, so you're a fan of female boxing. Do you know who Virginia Fox is?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay, did you see her fight against India Rodriguez? I believe it was her debut. It was Jenny Fox's it was her I believe it was her debut. And she fought Rodriguez, who is out here from Dallas, and they gave it to Jenny. And I watched that fight 3 times over, and it was a draw. And I'm saying that to go back to you saying that like women's boxing isn't competitive enough. It is. I believe it is when the right matches are made. But however, you got to realize the pool is smaller. And I mean, hey, if you got that same energy for women's boxing, please keep it for the men also.
Of course, but with that being said, we also can note that we watched the difference in this is we watched the Rayo Valenzuela and De Los Santos take a fight. De Los Santos took that fight in 2 weeks, with 2 weeks, because the fighter pulled out. And he go in there and win that fight, versus in women's boxing, I doubt that you can find, short of going to the women's penitentiary, you can find a girl that's going to be competitive in 2 weeks time. You know what I mean? So when you say the pool is smaller, I just don't know. Right now, it's not competitive when you brought up the competitive part. And that's because they only have so many names to push. So when you only got so many names to push, then you have to make sure that you put these women in a place to succeed. You can't call it straight down the middle as we would like as boxing fans, because you need the sport to survive. For the sport to survive, we need the faces. We need the girls that we can sell the sport, and we need to be able to push these girls. With that being said, shout out to the Fox girl for taking for her camp, for even allowing her to fight somebody in her debut that's that competitive, because men still ain't been able to take that risk. So women still having to take a risk like that to sell this sport, where they have to make that fight. They have to pick that fighter's debut fighter to be competitive for the sport to survive. Because if she go in there and knock a girl out in the first 30 seconds, then that's not helping the sport survive. You know what I mean? You're not gaining no momentum for the sport. So I just don't know how much 3-minute rounds would help that. You know what I mean? When we talking about a small pool already. And not to mention, we watching girls gas out in 2-minute rounds. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, Freshine Desire Cruz gas out every fight. We still watching girls have this. Clarissa Shields gas out a lot. You know what I mean? And that's the GWOAT herself. We watch her gas out. Against Hannah Gabriel, she gassed out. But I just don't know. Don't know that would help these girls, man. And when you talking about, because I watch, we got a fighter in Cincinnati by the name of $1 Million Baby who ranked number 1 in the world for the last 3 years in her weight division. So I'm very up into women's boxing on the amateur level as well. And I just don't know that 3-minute rounds, you know what I mean, is going to help these girls when we trying to sell the sport first. We trying to up. We need girls not going in the basketball gym, going in the boxing gym. And I just don't know that 3-minute rounds is going to help that, especially when we talk about the highlight fight of the year in women's boxing being Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. And we watch Katie Taylor gas out and Amanda Serrano gas out in the same fight. So if them 3-minute rounds, they gas out measure going to be in rounds 4 and 5 versus it being in rounds 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's tough.
I'm gonna start with your last point, and I'm gonna work my way backwards. Imagine if Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Imagine if that was 3 minutes. You think we would have got a KO?
We can't say that. I can't say that. I know that we would have, because I watch one fighter gas out and I watch one fighter punch herself out.
What does gas do to you? It takes your legs, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's gonna get more exciting. I mean, honestly, you know what? I'll say that to the end. I'll say that to the end. Did you happen to see like back to Estrada? Small pool, okay. The girl didn't have a name, of course, because everybody was wrapped up at the time. So they couldn't put her against a big name, but they didn't want to throw away the fight. They didn't want to throw away that part of the card. I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, how you think Blair the Flair got elevated, you know, and you see what happened to him. And honestly, if a woman gasses out, whose fault is that? Who, like,
the trainers?
It's hers. Just like if a male gasses out, it's his. It's his trainer's fault. So, you know, that's a little bit mute to me. And you know, Jenny Fox, and she fought Rodriguez who's out here in DFW. She actually has a losing record. I think she has 1 win and like 4 or 5 losses, but she keeps getting robbed. So they saw that on paper and they were like, that's good for a debut. And it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. It ended up being a harder fight than it was supposed to be. You know, Rodriguez was a sleeper. So, I know you want to give their team props for like, oh, picking somebody that she's supposed to look good in. She did not look good. I mean, I had it a draw. I scored it 3 times, and I had it at a draw. She was a sleeper. That was cherry picking gone wrong.
And I agree with you. You gonna have that within the sport, period. But when you're talking about a small pool of athletes, not to mention you talking about a higher level of fundamentals and a higher level of women that are fundamentally sound when it comes to getting in that ring, we still see the class of wins just aren't competitive enough for me to sign off and say I'm okay with sending every girl out there to fight for 3-minute rounds. And we ain't even reached the level where we consistently getting 50-50 fights. Like, we ain't even reached the level where we could say that out of a whole women's boxing card, we have one fight that's really 50-50. Like, and that's tough, man, when you put that on them girls' plates to say that now you got to go in there and perform longer.
I mean, like, no, I hear you, and there is one point that I do agree on. Um, like, even if they were to be like, okay, 3-minute rounds only for title shots and championship fights, I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. I mean, I would be okay with that breadcrumb. But you got to remember, females, they start out just like males. They don't throw them out there 12 rounds. Like, no, you have to start out with your 4, you have to start out with your 8 and work your way up to 12. Because in the amateurs, the females do go 3 rounds, but it's only depending on whether it's Olympic trial or nationals or not. It goes 3, maybe 4-minute rounds, just depending on the age group. So it can be done. And honestly, like, if they throw a piece of bread like that, I'd be willing to take that. Only for championship fights, fine. But like I said, at the same time, like these ones that are coming up, because these women are getting better. They are getting more access to world class training. You know, this isn't the kind of training that Christy Martin got. This isn't the kind of training that Ann Wolf got. You know what I mean? They are getting the best of the best. They are getting the same type of training that the men are. All I want is for them to at least be able to play chess the same way. You know, like that's all I want. That's all I want, because Zenith did, put, something in the chat where he's like, the 2 minutes is forcing them to be brawlers, because you have no choice. 160 seconds is a long time, but it's not. It is when you're in there, but at the same time, you blink, and next thing you know, you're walking back to your corner. I would take that if the sanctioning bodies were like, you know what, it's all 2-minute rounds until it's a title fight. Title fight is 3. I would be okay with that. At least that is a step forward. And a sanctioning body, they're not supposed to. I'm not gonna say they're not, but they're not gonna sanction a fight between a world champion and some soccer mom off the street that has 2 fights. They're not gonna do that. Like, that's a liability. Like, that they could be sued. Like, so I somewhat agree with you. Like, even if they just gave us the title fight, I would be fine with that. But I would really like to see 3-minute rounds, and even the newbies. You know what? It's going 4 rounds, 3 minutes. I mean, how much damage can be done unless you're a killer?
She had a lot when you talk about, man, these girls. My only problem with that on the lower level is I'm not seeing enough girls who are being prepared enough, who are being prepared properly to go in that ring and survive. You still seeing fights where you looking at girls like, man, she about to get knocked out, and she get knocked out. And me, of course, me being the fan I am now, I'm mad at the trainer for sending her in there that way. I'm mad at her camp for sending her into a fight that they knew that she wasn't prepared properly for, when she's not put in a position to do anything else now, because she don't, you understand? Like, she's not in a position to where she could be like, she can turn down a fight. Women's boxers can't turn down fights. That's not something that women's boxers can do. They have to take it when they can get it. Trust me. I know.
Savannah did it for years.
Well, Savannah did it because what did Savannah have? Olympic background pedigree. She had the Olympic background pedigree.
So does Clarissa. She got 2 damn gold medals.
Well, yeah, but you got to look at the difference in how these 2 fighters' careers were projected. Who was Clarissa Shields' debut fight? DeJean Cruz. A tough fight.
Yeah, John did.
Exactly. So Savannah Marshall didn't fight a tough fight starting out. So, you know what I mean? They knew that they was going to pamper her career. They knew that they had to take fighters who had pressure. They built every fight in Savannah Marshall's career up to that Clarissa Shields fight. Every fighter that she took based off of her taking that Clarissa Shields fight when she couldn't turn it down no more. So you still faced with the same objective that I said I didn't want to see. And that's a point where women can't go in there with people who equally classed as them, because there's so far difference in levels in boxing. When you talk about B-level women's boxers and A-level women's boxers, or C-level women's boxers and A-level, like that's a big gap that we have in women's boxing versus in men's boxing. That gap ain't so fast.
Gap in men's boxing, them pampering them, feeding them food, like it's the same damn thing.
Well, the difference is you have a bigger pool. So once you emasculate the people, the amount of people that's in the pool, then what do? You increase the chances of defeat, which increase the chances of us watching him, knowing that he's gonna, like shit. So when the pool is that small, you just don't have the opportunity to do the things like that. To me, like that's gonna get a lot of girls hurt, and I'm seeing too many girls hurt as it is. I'm so disappointed with the training in women's boxing that it's ridiculous.
Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
Well, I do want to say, I want to say shout out to Jake Paul. If there's nothing else I would appreciate about him.
Facts. Ohio run boxing.
As you know, we can say a lot, you know what I'm saying, about Jake Paul, but the fact that he's making a moves for Amanda Serrano and basically putting a stamp on her, man, that's something to be applauded. He's really backing her and putting money. He's really showing the others, like if they, that's why I think that Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny got something with Mia Ellis. It's a couple coaches out here that have young boxers, young female boxers on their stable that they are really putting the training behind. You know what I'm saying? And you could just tell that Jake, he puts a lot behind Amanda. And of course, Amanda always been on her A game. You know what I'm saying? Her history tells us that. But shout out to Jake Paul, man, because we wouldn't even be having this conversation if he didn't put Amanda in that position to get it. Now, what could Amanda have done it on her own? Of course. But it's important to have people like Jake Paul behind you as well. Real quick, guys.
Talking about Jake Paul, he paid them girls more than they ever been paid, more than any women's boxer ever been paid. So
yep, they walked away millionaires.
And yes, not Al Heyman, not Bob Arum, not Don King. Shit.
Yep. So shout out to them. Shout out to Jake Paul. This is a really good conversation. However, I do want to segue into something else real quick, if y'all don't mind, since we only got about 30 some minutes left. But Jermaine Ortiz, I don't know if you guys I know y'all should, well, let me say, y'all know who Jermaine Ortiz is. But Jermaine Ortiz did an interview recently, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, where he said the only fighter that he wants that is on his radar is Shakur Stevenson. His goal is to beat Shakur at 135 and move up to 140 he wants to beat Shakur at 135 to become a world champion and then move up to 140 and fight someone there at 140. But the person that he has his eyes squared on is Shakur Stevenson. What do you guys think about that? And I will say this, though. Jermaine has always called out Ortiz. Jermaine has always called out Shakur. It's like what I'm gathering from it is like, yo, I don't even want to fight anybody else. I just want Shakur. So what y'all got on that? Like, I think that's quite interesting that Shakur has yet another suitor who wants to fight him bad. Remember, Edwin was the one that did the most. But now that fight is done, it looks like Jermaine is trying to come in and interject himself and say, yo, what's up, Shakur? And that's the only one he called out. What y'all got for me on that?
Well, he used to spar with Shakur and Loma. He was Loma and Shakur's sparring partner. So, he probably how Shakur works, really. But, like, he couldn't last with Loma. When he gassed out with Loma. And Shakur ain't the same person that he was when he sparred Shakur. He sparred Shakur when Shakur's at 130. You feel me? Shakur's a full-fledged 135-pounder. I feel like Jermaine Ortiz, he hits pretty good, but he ain't a powerful cracker that will make Shakur get on his bike. So I feel like Shakur will do what he gotta do.
I think that with that fight, I agree wholeheartedly. I don't think Shakur would have an issue with Jermaine Ortiz. What I would be interested to see is how Jermaine cuts off the ring to try to get at Shakur Stevenson, something that De Los Santos struggled to do. But it wasn't like Shakur gave him any room to do anything else because Shakur just kept moving around. So he really couldn't do too much. But I would like to see, because I find that very interesting that he has been calling out Shakur for a while now. And the interview, he got his eyes dead set and he wants to take Shakur's belt. So that fight that he had with De Los Santos was a blessing and a curse in disguise. OTV, I think you want to say something, King. What you got?
I wanted this fight before De Los Santos. I love this fight. I think that this is Shakur's chance, especially given the performance he just had where he stayed on that bike. Now we about to see Shakur have to get on the front foot. Shakur great on the back foot. Now we about to have to see him get on the front foot, because now he have to have a good performance. And that's going to be something that I think Jermaine Ortiz picked his time very well with. You know what I mean? It ain't always how you fight a person, but when you fight them. Because if Shakur got a lot of pressure on him, we know Shakur flaws is on that front foot. His flaws is when he have to come forward. That's when he's susceptible. When he got to come and get you, you can catch him off his front foot. He lean up. He got some things that, yeah, I mean, you can key in and really capitalize on. But my thing that make this fight great to me is the size. We just seen Shakur get on that bike when he had to look across the ring at somebody his size. Now you about to have to do it back-to-back times. And it's easy to look great when you fighting your little brother. When you fighting your little brother and you got 2-3 inches on him, 40, 50 pounds on him, you know he can't hurt you. But when you know you can get hurt, now you got to go in there with a different game plan. Now you have to always be defensively sound. So I love that fight. And Jermaine Ortiz, he ain't got the power to hurt Shakur, but I think that he's willing to take the shots. Yeah, I mean, he's willing to take the shot. And if he can take Shakur jab and land over the top, which we know we've seen people have success with, who's Shakur's size, then that could be big, because we ain't seen Shakur hit for real. Yeah, I mean, when he got to stay in there and fight. So I think that the pressure that Shakur had, I love that fight. The pressure that he going to have to perform well is going to be something that allow him to not fight his fight entirely. So we'll get a Shakur who's anxious to go in there and get his man out of there for the first time. We ain't never seen Shakur go in there and want to stop somebody. We seen him go in there and break person down, person after person after person. He break you down. And I think that Jermaine Ortiz is a good fighter for that, because he has a high boxing IQ. His flaws is in a pocket. And we know Shakur don't get in the pocket.
Right. And that's you made several great points, OTB. One thing too that I noticed with Shakur is sometimes he has the same repetitive punch work. Like when he's throwing punches, he has the same, you know what I'm saying, 1 3 2, 1 3 2 5. Like punch cadence. Thank you. Like he has that, like it's really it's repetitive. And I wonder, and that's interesting. I didn't know that Jermaine Ortiz used to spar with Loma and Shakur. So this is going to be a good fight because they know each other. I think that's why Shakur was, trying to go after Loma. And I initially thought that it was going to be Kambosos with Loma, and then Shakur and Loma, because I got Loma being Kambosos. And then they'll, unify. But it's looking like Jermaine has thrown himself in there in that pot. And you're right. Somebody put in the chat that I thought Jermaine Ortiz had moved up. He did, but he wants to come back down strictly for Shakur Stevenson. And he said his exact words was, I want to fight Shakur, beat him, become world champion, and then move up. That's what he said. So he got his eyes on him, and he don't have anybody else on the radar but Shakur. Coach Amber, what you think about that, Queen?
I don't like talking about 135, but I would just, because I've seen Shakur grow up, I would just like to see him challenge himself. And Key, you see, don't discredit yourself, because like how you said, the timing of Shakur, he can eventually be timed when he throws his punches in a certain pattern. If you do that too often, you can be timed. And so that's something that he's got to be careful about. And he's fought like that since the amateurs. He's fought like that, since he was a teenager. I'm not a fan of his outside antics. I've already said that. But I would just like to see a different shade, a new leaf. Like, I would like him to show me something that he hasn't showed me before. Give me a fight I want to see. That's all I want.
Okay,
Coach
so
Amber,
then who is the fight? Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
OTB.
I just wanted to ask her, do she feel like Ortiz would be competitive with Shakur Stevens?
I don't know about competitive. I think that it would give him it would give him an opportunity to showcase his skills, if that makes sense.
Ortiz?
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't think Ortiz gives him a problem. I got Shakur beating Ortiz. Sorry, Upper, go ahead.
I feel like Ortiz would be more competitive than Loma would be versus Shakur. Honestly, Ortiz is not a bad fighter. Ortiz can fight his ass off. We seen that versus Loma. He just ran out of gas versus Loma. And Shakur was calling out Loma. And we seen with Loma and Devin how that looked. Ortiz is not a bad fighter at all, because he was outclassing Loma real good. And I feel like if Shakur sleeps on him, it could be a problem. Because, like we said, they know each other. And one thing about it, when you know a fighter, it's a lot different when you get in the ring after you know a lot of their things. And he probably knows Shakur's punch count, because people watch stuff. Like boxing with high IQs, like a Tank would have been caught on to that what Shakur doing, because Tank is real cerebral. But Ortiz, after sparring with Shakur for so long, he probably picked up on it as well, and probably watched Shakur fight and everything. That's why he called them out. Because if you really don't want to call out somebody that you know something, Del Santos, he really do something, but Shakur got back. Shakur got out the way. And shout out to my guy, A1 Hoops on with the $5 hard. He said, OTB, I disagree. Shakur been fighting on his front foot for the last 5 fights prior to Santos fight, and we was seeing him piece people's ass up. Yeah, he was.
He was bigger than every damn body. Yeah, you gonna get on your front foot against Oscar Diaz. Against fucking Valdez.
And
Conceição.
And Yoshino. Yeah. But when he fought Nakatilia, and when he fought De Los Santos, 2 guys that could crack, and that was just as big as him, he stayed on the back foot the whole night.
He sit on that back foot and he worked that jab, too much.
That's what he fought with Nakatilia, but he was a little more scared at the De Los Santos than he was with Nakatilia. Because when De Los Santos,
I agree with you.
De Los Santos, hold on, bro. When De Los Santos cracked him in the second round, people thought Shakur was hurt. Shakur wasn't hurt. He just got hurt from that shot in the second round that doubled him over. And he stopped throwing that shot right there because he didn't want to get hit like that again. And that's what I was telling Key the other day. Shakur can't take a punch. People don't realize that. Shakur can't take a punch. Shakur is so great defensively is because Shakur can't take a punch. And, fighters know their weaknesses. And Shakur, he knows he can't take a solid punch. Like, you hit Shakur in the body, you hurt him, but you got to be able to hit him. That's the thing. He's so defensively great that you can't hit him. But if you can get to Shakur, you can hurt him. But that's the problem. You got to get to him. Yeah, Zenith, he did knock him down. He knocked Nakatilia down, but Nakatilia walked into it. What I'm saying is he fought off the back foot versus Nakatilia, and he fought off the back foot versus De Los Santos because they could crack. That's what I'm saying.
Facts. And Shakur said it in that interview.
Frequent, you can say bicycle, but I mean, it's still sweet science. It's hit, don't get hit. And he didn't get hit frequent.
After the Nakathila fight, Shakur said, I got hit and I ain't want to feel that no more. And when he said that, y'all, since that day, I've always been skeptical about him. That's my only doubt with Shakur Stevenson is the fact that you said that after a fight. They was like, well, you got on the bike after the fight. You got on the bike, and he was like, yeah, he got me, and I ain't like feeling that.
Okay, so, name a fighter that wants to get hit, bro. I didn't like to get hit. That's why
it ain't that you like to get hit. It's how you respond when you do. I don't pick fighters based off of.
No. When I got hit, I tried to take a nigga head off because I didn't like getting hit.
And that wasn't his approach. His approach is, I'm gonna get away from this. I'm gonna get on this bike. That scared me.
No, he get on the bike and make him walk into a trap. That's what it was. Like, if you get on the bike, that means your opponent got to come to you, right? That means your opponent has to come to you. It's called outsmarting your opponent. If the opponent don't come to him, they just stand across and look at each other, then Shakur gonna have to advance. You feel me? Yeah, but if the opponent is advancing, if the opponent is advancing, then Shakur can keep getting on the bike. If Shakur don't want them to come out after everybody, then the other opponent can just stay right there as well.
Facts, but what's scary, what I'm talking about is your heart. The fact that when you got hit, you didn't want your lick back. He never said, "Oh, I got cracked and I wanted to get mine back."
But he did.
You talking about when you talk? Hold on. You talking about when he caught him in the second round? I'm talking about when he got hit circling out in the 8th round, which is what they asked him about. And there's like shit for the last 2 rounds. He threw like 13 punches, and they like, bruh, you got on that bike after that punch. Was that something that you, yeah, I mean, did it hurt you a little bit? He was like, nah, I ain't get hurt, but I ain't like getting hit. I ain't like how it felt, and I knew I had the fight won. So me and my corner decided I was better off just moving around the rest of the fight.
Name how many fighters that's up and don't engage at the end of the fight. A lot of fighters do that. That's how Oscar De La Hoya lost to Trinidad. He was up, but they didn't count him up. But a lot of boxers, when they up, they take off the last few rounds. A lot of boxers do that. We've seen that in sports time and time again. Or you could be like Michael Moore versus George Foreman. Don't take off and get knocked the fuck out in the last round and lose. Salute, just do people.
Bud Crawford Porter. He thought he was up.
He said that I didn't like how it felt. Nah, I ain't like getting hit like that. So
I didn't like how I felt when I got hit, bro. I'm just being honest. And I was 16-0 as an amateur, and I was one of the hottest prospects under the same gym as Oliver McCall. And when I got hit, I didn't like that shit. I couldn't stand it.
Don't nobody like getting hit, but the problem is, why don't you want your leg back? Why ain't that your response? Like I tell my kids, bro, I don't blame the person who get hit. What was you doing when the punch was coming?
No,
but you sat there and looked at it.
And if you was on my man Respectful channel one time, and he was asking me that, and I gave my story. I told about the one time when I was fighting a dude that was a bigger punch than I was, I thought. And I told him when that motherfucker hit me and I felt like everything was about to come up out my mouth. And I said, when he hit me like that, I said I knew I couldn't take another one of those. And I told him I got on my motherfucking bike. I did. The motherfucker hit me, bro. He hit me in my stomach so hard, bro. My eyes watered and I saw green specks, bro. That's how hard I got hit. I was also fighting a guy 2 years older than me as well because I was advanced from my skill class, so they had me fighting older guys. But man caught me in my stomach, almost put me down. I had to outrun that whole round. I was running that whole round with my jab. I ran the whole round. And the next round I started doing that. He tried to close the distance and I caught him. I caught him with a damn 2-piece. I hit him to the body and then went upstairs. And he folded over and then I hit him in his damn ribs and put him down. But yeah, motherfucker had me on my bike. I had to get the hell up out of there, bro. Sometimes, bro, you get hit with something that you can't take. Shit. And I'm just being honest. He was 2 years older than me, but I still wanted to fight. But hell.
Go ahead, Upper.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you guys, do you guys wait 1 second. Coach Amber, I know you wanted to get in here. What did you want to say, Queen? Before I go ahead and
as far as nobody likes to get hit, This is boxing. You're literally walking in the gym to get hit. And as who likes to get hit, me personally, just by watching, I think Tank likes to get hit. Tank likes to take a few on the chin to be like, all right, like he has to, not that he has to hype himself up, but I don't know. No telling what that, like, he likes pain. And there are fighters that like that. They like pain. And that's what drives them. They want the pain, so the adrenaline rushes, and it's like, all right, you're mine. And I've seen plenty of fighters like that where they like pain, or the second they see blood, and it's off to the races.
I mean, you know, so Coach Amber, I'm not denying that, because if a person hit me, I'm going to their ass. I'm just talking about it was one time a guy got me, and I had to back up for a second. Like, damn, like what the hell was that? You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. It elevates it up a notch. Okay, like now this is what we're doing. Okay.
And I get that, but you still want your lick back.
Oh yeah, nah, I wasn't about to not get him back. Hell nah. I just had to survive.
I'm about to address that, OTB.
I had to survive that round. I'm not gonna
go
lie.
ahead. My bad, Coach Amber. My bad, Jack.
No, what I'm saying is I had to survive that round, bro, because I couldn't. And I'm being 100% honest. I couldn't take another one of those, especially not that round. I'm telling you, the man made green. I saw green spots in my eyes, bro, when I was looking. I was trying to blink that shit out, and I couldn't. I said, nah, I can't take another one of those. And then when I came out the next round, I was more tactical. I said, I ain't just gonna stand in front of him. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna catch him while he's striding. And this is the way I planned it out. What I did was, I'm not gonna let him set his feet. And that's the way it was. I wasn't scared. I just didn't want to get hit like that again. Cause see, when I got hit like that, when I got hit like that, I was standing in front of him, and I was trying to just out-muscle him. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, I was younger than everybody. I was in the 14 class, and I was 12. And I was just trying to, just beat him down because, I was a bully. I used to bully people, and that man got me. And I was like, yeah, I can't let that man get his feet set. So what I did was, the next round, I got lateral. And while he was striding toward me, when he was in mid-stride coming, I caught him. I caught him before he could get his feet planted. And that's how I got him. I wasn't about to not get him, but what I'm saying is I had to change my tactics. Can't just stand right in front of him. I got to catch that nigga while he moved before he get his shit set. And I put him down.
So my question is, if it's okay, so we've seen how Shakur performed with De Los Santos, and maybe his hand was, you know what I'm saying, injured. I'm not gonna say maybe, because I'm gonna go on his word. He said his hand was injured. So
he was not injured. His hand was not injured. If you watch the rest of the fight, he threw that hand again. It wasn't injured. I told you what happened. I could tell. I seen it when he got doubled over. He didn't want to get hit like that again. And he didn't want to get hit like that again.
Okay, so, but I'm going to say, okay, let's go with the thing. His hand was injured, right? I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything. But what I'm saying, the point that I'm trying to make, or the question I'm trying to ask is a Jermaine Ortiz a good redemption fight? To get that, that last thank up off you, that people are saying, they're not happy with that performance. So do you guys think that this is a good redemption performance for Shakur Stevenson, a Jermaine Ortiz?
You heard what from the horse's mouth, Just Do?
Well, my thing is, whether he was hurt or not, you understand? The fact that you never bit down on your mouthpiece, went in there and said, all right, let's get it. You know what I mean? I'm here to fight. Fighters fight. This is the Hurt Business, and it's prize fighting. You know
no, but I'm saying OTB.
Yeah. Back to your question. Did you get my question? Did I cut out? It's a good redemption fight. Yeah, I mean.
I'm sorry, OTB. I thought I cut out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah. I was about to get to your question. I just was seeing Justin them talk about the injury, and I was just letting them know my problem with, I mean, and that's been my question for dude since I heard him in the interview get the microphone and say, well, I didn't like getting hit. Whenever I hear a boxer say, I don't like getting hit, I'm skeptical about you. But this fight for him, I think it's a good redemption fight. And I think it's a fight that he can bite down on, go in there and say, I can guarantee a stoppage. You understand? I think that Jermaine Ortiz is a good fight for that. I think that they can give you fireworks if they both sit down in front of each other for 10 rounds and fight. But we know that that's not going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, the moments that he picked, he can be successful and he can win back the trust of the people. He's good enough for that. The kid got a lot of talent. I ain't taking nothing from his talent, but I just think he leaned on that jab. And you're going to have to finally, at some point in your career, bro, as a boxer, I don't know if he noticed, but you're going to have to go in there and go toe-to-toe with somebody and say, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to take your punch and I'm going to land mine.
I like that answer. Coach Amber, what you got for me, Queen?
I think I hate this division. I think Jermaine is a very good opportunity for him to showcase his skills. I understand what OTB is saying, like I do, because I think in the Valdez fight he said that he caught him with a body shot. He's like, like in an interview, he's like, I felt like throwing up. Like, bro, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
Period.
Because now you're giving people breadcrumbs. Like, that's why you're not supposed to film sparring. That's why you're not supposed to do all that. I think it'll. I mean, I got Shakur winning that fight, but I do feel like it'll give him an opportunity to show other, to basically just show his tools, honestly. And he's getting all this flack because he was talking this, talking that, and then the performance we got is what we got. I don't know if he was hurt or not. All I know is he jabbed that man in his pectoral all night with a smile on his face. That's all I know.
No, well, thank you, Coach Amber. I definitely agree with that. That was both of you guys. You and OTB assessment was spot on. Brian King, no, that's not Tank and Devin footage. That's actually Tank versus Elijah Pierce footage. They got something going on, a back and forth. Something happened during sparring. You know them. Y'all know how them stories go. There's a new sparring footage leaked that was just leaked a few moments ago. It came to my phone of Tank knocking out a sparring opponent. But I mean, it's sparring, y'all. And I already told you guys how I feel about that. We can talk about it. We'll cook on it tomorrow. But I think what happens in sparring sessions should stay in sparring sessions. I'm tired of all these alleged leaks. There was leaks about last week. I don't know if you guys seen it. Regis Prograis with his sparring partner. Then there was something with Devin Haney, and I'm just like, so we're just giving basically Devin and Regis are watching each other in the background. Like, oh, you see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to give each other advantages and disadvantages. I don't like stuff like that. Like keep it old school, as OTB would say. Leave whatever happens in the gym at the gym. Like I don't like it, so I'm not even putting no weight. But that was a good shot that Tank hit him with. Can't stunt. What's up, OTB? I know you just unmuted.
Period. You know what I mean? And that go and shit, that's for all levels. Like I didn't really like AB telling us how Tank knocked out Devin. Like, yeah, I mean, like, come on, man. When shit happen in-house like that, keep that shit in-house, because at the end of the day, man, y'all was working with each other to get each other better. Yeah, I mean, with the exception of the Tank and Devin sparring, because they said they had money on the line.
And still should have stayed in there though. Like,
yeah, that's still exactly. But even when there's money on the line, that's more of the reason that it should have stayed in the house.
Yeah, that was between y'all. Y'all was basically still practicing though. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
It's
this
like
one.
me and you practicing on the phone and I'm recording the phone conversation. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, like, come on, man. That's
hey,
girl.
it's one thing I had went to say before I got cut off, right? With my phone wrong. But I remember one fight I was in, right? I hurt my hand in the first round, right? And we had 6-round fights, dude. But I hurt my hand in the first round, and by the third round, the adrenaline and the stuff, it had my hand so numb, right? I couldn't even feel it. I could still throw that thing. And I like around the middle of the third round, I could start throwing that hand. I injured it even more, but I was able to finish it by the fourth though. But one thing about the injuries, when you in there fighting, you can injure your hand, and a lot of times that adrenaline will kick over your injury, you won't even feel it though. But yeah, I had to
Yeah, I
admit
feel you with that. That is true. I feel you with that, Upper. B Dog, yes, you're right. Tank, that was a receipt, yeah, because he did start it. The sparring partner did start it and was putting out videos about Tank, kind of like that Thunder person, the guy with the stripper name, the best sparring partner ever, the one with the stripper name.
Super Thunderstorm, the one that
Right.
the one that Richard Hickson skunked in the ring, beat him 8-2.
Exactly. So he's doing what he did. The Elijah, this guy, did what he did, and put out a footage of Tank last week or the week 2 weeks ago of him getting the best of Tank, and Tank responded because I guess it grew. People were saying, oh, Tank getting beat up in sparring, and Tank posted the receipt just now. I get why it's done, but come on, man. And with these sparring partners, if you ain't got no big name, if you're not making, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I respect about, I'm going to continue to say it. People like David Benavidez, people like Jerron Ennis, when they spar, you don't hear
Spence.
no
Let's say Spence.
story.
No, you hear from Benavidez, so don't do that. Spence don't.
But I didn't hear from Benavidez. I never heard it. What did he say?
Benavidez was out here talking about how he beating up on Bivol and Spartan and all that. He did
Oh,
that.
yep, you right. Okay, let me next. Yeah, let me. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
he was talking
gotta
about
mix
Zerto and
him.
all them. Yeah, he was
Yeah, I
bragging
gotta
about
next
everybody.
him.
Spence, he don't do that.
Okay, yeah, Spence don't do it. Okay.
Spence did it too. He bragged about knocking AB down.
No, that's not what happened. No, that's not what happened. They kept asking Spence about it, and Spence never did nothing about it. And then Floyd came out and said it. And then Spence was like, hey, it's whatever they said. And somebody leaked the video. It wasn't Spence, but somebody leaked the video of him knocking out AB. And then they questioned Spence about the video. The video was right there when they did the interview. I got the video up.
That's what looks skep to me. I ain't gonna.
I got the video. I got
Even
the video
at the
up.
time, that looked skep to me.
Nah, Floyd did that shit. You know, Floyd was beef with AB on the low.
Yeah, they was. That was. He ain't want to fight him. You know my opinion on that. When we don't want to get into that.
Yeah, but Floyd did that shit. He would laugh like hell when AB got knocked out.
Man, Floyd weak, man. Floyd knew. Floyd, you got to think, man. AB was a 4th division champ at the time. He accomplishing something you ain't even accomplished. Not to mention, man, that's the biggest fight in boxing. And every time they ask Floyd about it, he say the same thing. I ain't fighting my little brother. I ain't fighting my little
Floyd
brother.
said he wasn't his little brother. Floyd was disrespecting him all over the place. But it's funny how
later on, after the McDonald loss. After the McDonald loss.
Floyd, listen, it's funny how after Floyd got that work from Spence, he put AB in the ring with Spence, though, ain't it? That was the setup.
Dude, a hater, man. Dude, a hater.
He set AB up because AB was not no welterweight. AB wasn't no welterweight.
And he did it so he wouldn't have to fight him. I'm telling you,
Brian King,
he did it so
and
he
Brian
wouldn't.
King, the worst thing about it, right? AB got hit the hardest by EJ, and it was in 16-ounce gloves too, Brian King.
Not to mention, but in AB defense, he was on tour with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. He was coming off a tour. He was fresh off tour.
One thing too, speaking of knockouts, but hold on, before I get to that point, Coach Amber, did you want to say anything? I know you had unmuted.
Well, hell, we went all over the place. OTB, one thing that I would like to address, About the lick back. I understand what you're saying. Like, because I'm an amateur coach, I understand what you're saying. But it's completely different and professional. Like, if you get caught with a clean shot and you immediately want that lick back, that can be detrimental.
Amber, I'm not saying that he immediately that it was a problem because he immediately didn't want it back. This happened 8, 9. You know what I mean? Like it's a problem for me when you get the microphone and say, I got hit, I didn't like it, and I didn't want my lick back. And you didn't get your lick back. As far as I'm concerned, Nakathila still go to sleep thinking about that one good punch he rocked him with when he was rotating outside. Anybody that want to see it, I got it on my page too. It's on the Shakur Stevenson Conceição breakdown. But yeah, that's a problem for me. That makes me question your heart. Now we talking about the heart of a fighter, which is something that I think is something that's unmeasurable. That's something that makes this sport of boxing so great, is that you can have a fighter that can go in there with just heart, no skill, and win that fight.
I think I get what you're saying. I definitely agree with you saying. Coach, did you wanna, because I want to segue into something since we're talking about skill and heart and breakdowns, and this would be our last point.
We're on time crunch. Go ahead. But I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. If you want to say anything else, just let me know, or you can close with it.
Hold on one second before you go.
Yes, go ahead.
Like what he just said, you can also go in there with heart and get the shit beat out your ass too. Go to this person.
Go ahead, Coach Amber.
No, I wasn't leaving. I was gonna let you do your segue, but no. I don't want to disrupt.
Got you. So last point of the day, so that we can get our Just Do in with Just Do Boxing. Shout out to that King. So it's being reported, or there's some concerns growing that, and it's so crazy because I thought we talked about it yesterday with the weight cut for Devin and Regis, and how I thought Regis looked good, but now people are saying that they are concerned that Regis looks weight drained, and that Regis may have overtrained for this fight. And I was like, oh, that's something that Coach Amber pointed out yesterday, saying that there is a such thing as overtraining. And I'm like, wow, it's like we talked about it yesterday, and then later on in the evening and early today is now reports everywhere. You just got to type it in for this fight, and these are the concerns for Regis. If you guys don't know, Devin is a 4 or a 5-1 favorite against Regis. And now there are reports that, or concerns, not reports, but people are, expressing concerns of how Regis looks structurally, which I thought he looked fine, but I'm not an expert in this. But there are reports that he looks drained, and some people are saying that he has overtrained for this fight. And the only person I've heard say that was yesterday when Coach Amber said, so somebody is watching this channel. And I want to start off with Coach Amber. What do you think, Coach, since we talked about this less than 24 hours ago and now it's being voiced on other platforms?
I mean, 25 years, I know a thing or two. I'll be honest, this is all Eddie's fault. This is all Eddie's fault. Because with the playing with the dates, I don't like talking about the booger weights. I don't. Devin is his own promoter, so he kind of knows more of what's going on. I feel like Regis thinks, we went over this, that Regis thinks that Eddie's in his corner. He's not. He signed you to fight him. And granted, AJ had a fight, so maybe that's why he wasn't answering his calls. But regardless, like Regis too, like it's like, bro, like if you don't know when you're fighting, I'm not telling you to get out the gym, but take it easy. Like take it easy. Like there's a certain point where you're with your fighters where you know when they need to go up. Like they take a month off, not a month off, but a month without the diet, and you see how far they blow up. If they don't blow up that far while still running, while still working out, okay, we can still make this weight. And if they look like skeletons and then you just let them eat whatever they want to eat, like just a normal person, and then have them do the workout and then they can't make it, okay, maybe it's time to move up. Eddie's a snake. I don't know why Regis trusted him. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm not counting Regis out. I do have Devin Haney over Regis, but I feel so bad for Regis. Like, why did you trust that man? But I mean, hey, that's him.
Thank you for your breakdown. I was like, yeah, y'all better be out here. If y'all watching again, you know what I'm saying? Give the props to the people that y'all are getting this from. And now it's report, being, they always say sources inside the camp. But that is one of the things. And I said the only person that I heard talk about that, because I was saying he looked good, but the only person I've heard talk about that was Coach Amber. And obviously it's when there's smoke, there's fire. So you hit it, you hit the head on the nail with that one yesterday. OTB, what you think, King? They're saying that Regis looking all bad out here in these streets, even though prior to that being said, Devin has always been a 4 or 5-1 favorite against Regis. But what do you have to say about that?
I think Regis fine when it come to that. Regis always had gas tank issues. Regis always had the problem with it getting his weight down. That's why Devin said that. We heard Regis talking about going to 47 like a year ago, but then he got a nutritionist. And then I seen him fight Zepeda. And I seen him bring his legs to the 11th and 12th round against Zepeda. You understand? So for that reason, I'm only to believe that Regis is doing the same thing he did prior to the Zepeda fight. And I think that the Zepeda fight was a much bigger fight than this one, because that was for him to become a 2-time champion. This is for him to stay one. Not to mention, Dev wanted this fight. Like he said, he was going to fight his mandatory and then go and fight this fight. So he wasn't really even looking forward to fighting this fight. You know what I mean? So I really don't draw too much interest to that. As far as the overtraining, shout out to Coach Amber, the truth, you understand, who hit the nail on the head. If that's the case, and we all know that it's easy to overtrain, you can overspar too much. You know what I mean? You can, like shit, you can overtrain yourself and go in that ring, and now you don't got no legs. And if you watch Regis against Josh Taylor, I believe that's why in the beginning of that fight, he outboxed Josh Taylor. Then he started sitting down, exchanging with Josh Taylor because his legs was gone, because maybe he overtrained for that fight. So this could be something that Regis have a history of, period. That's why he always talk about how active he want to stay, because he have to stay in the gym. You understand? So I hope that that's not the case, because I really think Regis can win this fight. I got Regis to win this fight, even being a 5-1 underdog. So
what?
Yeah, I got Regis.
Oh, well, OTB, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow and break that down.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be when I watch, in a nutshell, when I watch the Loma fight, Loma went a lot. Devin still stepped with every punch. Everybody, and I keep seeing people talk about how good this Jamal Charlo jab is. Let me tell y'all something about boxing. When you step with your punch, it becomes repetition. Now I can time your step. And you heard Upper Echelon earlier when he was talking about he called his man in stride. That's during your weight transition for that step. If all of your weight is on one foot and I can time that step, and I catch you with that right shot, what y'all think that back leg gonna do? It's gonna buckle, baby. So watching Dev, and I'm still watching his inconsistency with this damn jab that everybody think is so damn pretty, but he's still stepping with it. And when you watch Loma, rather than Loma timing the step, Loma waited until he transitioned on the back foot, and then he went, and Loma won. And he won, and he won, and he won when he did that. So fighting a fighter like Regis with that type of pressure and that type of head manipulation to manipulate the jab for you to throw it and step with it, he gonna tear his ass up.
Ooh,
Crazy,
what's up? Go ahead, Upper. Go ahead, King.
And see, I wasn't about to say nothing about it, but I have been telling Key that I think Regis has a chance, right? Because everybody keeps saying Devin's a great fighter. I tell y'all he's a good fighter. Because one thing I've noticed about Devin is what OTB said. You can time his jab because he steps with it. And that takes off some of the sting off of it too. That's why his jab don't hit like it should hit, because he's also stepping with it. And Loma timed his stepping as he was reverberating his weight to his back foot. That's why Devin's like, he knows what I'm doing. Loma picked up on it within the rounds.
In the third round.
Yeah. And then Loma started getting them in time. That's why Devin went back to Bill like, he knows what I'm doing. No, you telegraphing it. But see, I didn't want to say nothing because, there's a lot of people that right there. I ain't want them going back to saying that. And I just want to see how it was going to play out. But Regis ain't as dumb as people think. And his coaches, they know what they're doing. They watch film. They know what's going on. Just like Devin was watching him, they watching him right now. And I really don't think Regis is overtrained because I looked at him the other day and he looked like he was relaxed.
I don't think so.
See the dark circles up under his eyes or the dilation in his pupils, because I was trying to look for that when you can tell when somebody's overtrained. Now he has been in training camp almost 6 months, but we see what Sean Porter looked like when he came out of training camp for 6 months. I feel like they kept him up there. They peaked him at the right time. It's gonna be a great fight.
But see the difference between Sean Porter, real quick, Upper. The difference is though, okay, Regis ain't gonna say anything, but I wonder who he had getting ready for this fight, the sparring partners, because with Sean Porter had Benavidez and Tank. Those are just the two that we know about. So that's why he was able to bring it to Spence, because he has some really good sparring partners in there. I'm just hoping that Regis has some too. Go ahead, Upper. I'm sorry.
They said Regis was sparring with Jamel.
Charlo?
Yeah.
What? Get out of town. Jamel Charlo?
Yeah. Why is it so hard to believe?
And Regis fought. That's what I love to see the tape on Regis and Errol Spence in the amateur. I would love to see that tape. And if I was Regis coaches, that would be the tape that I show him for this fight.
You got to realize Jamel Charlo and Regis and them real close.
Yeah, they all rock together.
And they live each other. They live in each other. They grew up together. Getting this far, they don't worry about that.
I don't understand the logic behind that.
Of what?
I get it. Charlo got power, but like the height difference.
Charlo got the longer reach, got the speed, got the lateral move. Jamel Charlo is a boxer puncher. He was a boxer first. If you remember Jamel Charlo with Ronnie Shields, he was a pure boxer. He didn't become a power puncher till he got to Derrick James. But he also showed you that he goes lateral when he fought Canelo. Jamel Charlo is a pure boxer that can punch. Everything Devin can do, Jamel Charlo can do. What's something that Devin can do that Jamel Charlo can't do? Huh?
Is Kid Austin a righty or lefty?
Kid Austin?
Yeah, something that Jamel Charlo can do that Devin can't?
No, I said, what's something Devin can do that Jamel can't?
Power.
I said, what's something that Devin can do that Jamel can't?
Use his damn jab.
Jamel Charlo has a beautiful jab. What you mean?
He got a great jab, but he don't use it. He don't use it. That's why Jamel Charlo flaw is him not setting up the power that he has.
Okay, but if he's sparring, if he's helping Regis, if he's helping Regis spar in camp, he's not about to try to beat the shit out of Regis. He's going to work on what they need to work on, right? Facts. Isn't he going to work on what needs to be worked on?
Facts.
Okay. Facts. That's what sparring is. Sparring is getting somebody in there that can mirror your opponent.
That's what you said.
What?
Mel with Regis?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the height. Okay. My bad. I misunderstood. I thought Mel was with Dev. I'm like, that don't make sense.
Okay. Mel, I ain't no Mel fuck with Dev, honestly.
No, now I get it. The height. They're working on the height.
And the jab and the speed. They can't be working on the power.
Yeah, now moving around.
Well, this is going to be definitely an interesting fight. I didn't know that Regis was working with Jamel. That's some really good news. Bullet is funny. He said, yes, OTB, keep getting people to believe in Regis. Bullet, a lot of people believe in Devin. I do. Devin is a 5-1 favorite, y'all. So it's a 5, like Zena said, it's a 5-1 for a reason. So I mean, a lot of people believe that Devin, that this is over with.
I'm try that shit.
5-1 just mean to me, it better not come down to the cards. Regis, your ass got to stop him or you got to hurt him.
Oh, if he goes to the cards, Regis lost. Regis got to stop him.
Period.
He got to stop him.
Even if he get a knockdown?
5-1, and Regis is the champion. Regis is a 2-time champion at this damn division. We ain't never seen Devin fight at 140.
You want me to tell you 5-1? 5-1 is going to be worse than Shacky Foster versus that other guy.
Period.
If Shacky Foster didn't get the stoppage, he would have lost, and he was the champ. Regis could get a knockdown, and he will still lose this fight if he don't get a stoppage.
He'll draw. He might not. Yep, you're right. And he'll barely draw.
But you got to realize this is the same company. This is the same company that Shacky Foster fought on, DAZN. Remember that now. DAZN got their own judges.
Well,
Devin's already up 6-0. Devin's already up 6-0 on the scorecards.
Dang, Devin is the new Canelo in the lightweight. Ooh.
Period. And that's tough.
Plus they in the Bay Area. They in Devin's hometown.
Yeah, they're gonna be in Oakland, which I think is gonna be an Achilles heel for while you'll have the cards. You also have the pressure of performing at home. Tank bad performance.
Hold on, stop, OTB. Stop. Key. What did I say the other day? What I say about fighters fighting at home?
They don't
never works out.
They always have worst fights at home.
Yeah.
Julian J. Rock Williams. We could go on and on down this list. Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor looked horrible against Jack Catterall.
Jared Big Baby Anderson.
Come on.
Anderson versus Charles Parker.
Come on.
Big Baby
Anderson fighting at home.
Shakur was in Newark. He had a bad out.
Thanks, Charlo, when he got in there with what was the Russian name? Korobov.
Yeah, when fighters fight at home, they have they worst shows at home because it'd be so much pressure and so much stress and all that. It's hard to put on a good show at home.
Because your
Jared Hurd.
Yeah, fighting at home is hard.
That's a lot of pressure. So I think that's gonna be the Achilles heel. That's why I'm so intrigued about this fight. I keep on saying it, and I probably sound like a record player at this point, but I'm intrigued about this fight. My question for y'all is, on my quest for things that bring boxing back, one of them was the ring walk. Who would y'all like to see these two fighters walk out with?
I really don't. Probably somebody from, like E40, Ice Cube would be boss, but I don't think Ice Cube is in that arena no more, in that sector. Snoop, anybody from that area, you know what I'm saying, that can really bring it. I thought Ryan Garcia's was really nice with Lupe Fiasco and the message that was behind it. It was very unconscious. And Ryan was where he's at right now in life. It just went well. I think that's one of the best ring walks of the year, to be honest, because of everything that he's been through. And Lupe was like the icing on the cake for that. I'm not sure. I would love Regis to come out with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Or
BG.
That's a big ticket. Or BG just got out. Yep. He just got
BG out. I think that would be dope.
Or Juvie. Shoot, don't sleep on Juvenile now.
Nah.
Or get away, shit.
Yeah.
I said Lil Wayne, but that's a big ticket.
His manager is what's dude's name from Young Money? His manager is Young. That's why he got the YM tat on.
It's about
Baby's son, the one that he was in Young Money, the little fat chubby. I can't remember his name. Mac Main is Regis' manager.
Whose son is Mac Main?
That's Slim's son.
Oh
yeah, Mac Main is Slim's son. Yep, or Kevin Gates. I wouldn't be mad about Kevin Gates.
Thomas said Mystical. Do not come out in Mystical. Mystical got some legal issues.
Mystical out. Fucking locked up.
He get young boy. Hey, he need to get my boy Fredo Bangs. Get Fredo Bangs out that thing.
Yep, that would be dope. I'd be cool with that. But I think that Dev would really like for Dev to bring out an E40 and resonate him with the older culture while you already got the younger population eating out your hand, as you are the American dream. Like I've been on this ring. I'll just bring up Floyd Floyd walking out with the OJs. Like I'll never forget my daddy watching Floyd walk out with the OJs and him saying, must be the money. You understand? Like, man, after that moment, my pops was forever a Floyd Mayweather fan. You walked out with the OJs. Now you got a 50, 60-year-old. You got the population of the older people. Like, okay, then, you know what I mean? And that's what I think that a BG would do for a Regis. You know what I mean? A Regis, I think that he might need to go young. Because
I'm gonna tell you, Regis need to come out with make them say, "Oh,
that might be epic too." You understand? Because he needs likes and views. Shit, don't nobody know who Regis is.
Yeah, get Master P to bring him out. Have Master P and Silk the Shock up there. We bring the 90s back. Hell, shit.
And I'm doing this top 10 ring walks, and I'm watching AB walk out with French Montana, Rick Ross, Young Thug, and Rich Homie Quan. Like, man, y'all know what that did for his popularity. That, like, man, that's almost something that y'all can do.
Tank coming out with me. Tank be coming out with people every time.
Tank, Lil Baby, Lil Durk. You understand? And Chief Keef was big. You understand? For Tank. When Tank brought Chief Keef out, man, Chief Keef was on fire. He made the list too. I ain't even gonna hold that ring walk made my list. But going back to the Mike Tyson walking out with no music and just intimidating you, to now it being a point where we need these boxers to start selling themselves. And that's something I think that both of these fighters could benefit from.
What's his name just said, Brian King said Lil Romeo.
Man.
Or Anthony David. Yeah, I remember when Juvie told everybody to get that jab. His dumb ass. I lost all respect when he did that right there, telling people to get that jab. Like, people should have known what it was, man. They offered us $500 to get some medicine. When did they ever offer us money to take something? It's because it rearranges your daggone insides.
Hey, Bullet,
Well,
man, you must be a real Devin Haney fan, huh, champ?
He's a
yeah.
Devin Haney, bro. You ain't know?
You a Haneyite?
Devin and Frequent.
Hey, man,
Bullet and Frequent.
I can't wait, man. I got
was
a
on
show
there, Devin
coming up
Haney.
called What Do Y'all See in
Frequent
Devin?
is only hold on. Frequent is only a Devin Haney if he don't fight Boots. Frequent like Boots more than Devin.
That's crazy to me, man.
I mean, Bullet, he wasn't saying anything.
But Bullet thinks Devin beat Boots though.
But Bullet isn't. I mean, Bullet OTB wasn't saying anything. He was just he like I was gonna say he was just talking about his opinion, which, like you said, we need more people trying to big up Regis because nobody has him winning. Nobody has Regis winning this fight, and it's so sad. And I told y'all how I felt. Me and Coach Amber cooked on it yesterday about how Eddie Hearn throwing that man to the wolves like that.
I mean, you know what you signed for. I mean, hell.
Well, that's just because we've come to a point in boxing, y'all, where the favorite is who the casual fan will always go with. If we allow it, like, don't y'all get it twisted. Key, upper echelon, Coach Amber, we push this sport of boxing. If y'all don't know how powerful y'all voice is,
Regis can't get mad. Regis can't get mad because he's getting 3.5 times his biggest payday. He's getting 1.8 million. His biggest payday, 500,000. He's getting 3.5 times his biggest payday. So he signed for it.
I don't know. It's just science to me. As much as I don't never look at the eyes. I always go with the deficiencies in the fighter. Deficiencies is always what lead me to and activity is Regis' deficiency. When he's not active, you know what I mean? That's when you should be worried about Regis. So everybody who watching this fight, when Regis not jabbing, when Regis not moving, then you get worried. Then you should be worried. You understand? But his act, once I seen him bring his legs to the Zepeda fight, man, to still be able to move like that in rounds 11, 10, 11, 12 was impressive to me. And that's what made me pick Regis in this fight.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you for coming through. I want to get everybody final last words. OTV, what you got for me, King? And then I'm going to go to the Queen, Coach Amber. So
I'm going to give y'all my flowers. Y'all get my final words, man. Y'all push this sport of boxing while the Coach Amber, while y'all seeing the impact of y'all words and don't let these clicks, likes, or views never sway you from what y'all do. Y'all are a big ambassadors to the sport of boxing, and I appreciate y'all as a contemporary. You understand? Everybody, we push this sport of boxing, not ESPN gonna talk about it, Showtime walking away from it. So that just magnifies y'all words and y'all interest and the work that y'all put in. And may God bless y'all, and I appreciate y'all for doing so.
God bless you too. Thank you, OTB. You know you're always welcome up here. Definitely come back towards the end of the week when we give our final predictions, because we also have Shushu Carrington coming up fighting this week. It's a couple people, but I know Shushu for sure is fighting this week. So we want to give our predictions and talk about those guys. Probably tomorrow. I'll bring that up as a on the docket tomorrow. But I thank you, OTB. Make sure y'all follow him. Drop your link in the chat, King. I can't wait to see your breakdown with the Regis and Devin fight. You give great breakdowns as well. Coach Amber, Queen, what you got for me is your closing statement.
Don't none of you follow me. I'm for real. As far as the look back, you got to be careful with that. But as far as the ring walk, I'm glad you brought that up. Rougarou got to bring Louisiana. And Devin, honestly, he should look for Sugar Free. Sugar Free would set the audience on fire.
I never thought about that one. Coach, you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I never thought about that one. Anything else, Coach?
That's it.
Well, I want to thank Coach Amber for coming through, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. A1 2 times in the Cash App. Shout out to you, man. getting on Keith Thurman early. Shout out to y'all, man. Quiet Elliott. Shout out to you. Oh, I forgot I was gonna tell you, Calvin Elliott. I forgot. It'll come to me tomorrow. But shout out to you, King. Shout out to J.A. Dixon, Brock Howard. He from Panama. Ooh. OTB, Zena, Coach Amber, thank you. Rachel, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Shout out to you, Expensive Paper. All things as always. One of our 10 toes down, especially and Expensive Paper. Thank y'all so much, man. Zena, show 'em mercy, Zena. Anthony David, Bullet, did I say you, King? That's one of our other right hands. Shout out to Bullet, man. Anthony David, Regis can definitely win. If Loma was cracking him, he was decent. Boxing IQ. Haney is severely overrated. I want to say Devin Haney is overrated. He's done good so far. But thank you for your comment. I get what you're saying. If the roles were switched and Regis was catching him, yeah, it could have been a whole different fight we're talking about. I got you. Thomas Hill, good to see you, King. I hope all is well. Hope you had a great weekend. Who else? Trying to make sure I get everybody. Queen Orena, Cassandra. I got the queens out the way. Oh, Ashley's Corner. Shout out to you. I need to get over there to listen to you. I heard that you be cooking, Queen. Shout out to you. Keep doing your thing. Brian the King Falcon. You said Romeo. Brian, you should have got timed out for that. That whole boy. Shout out to you, man. If I missed anybody, that man stay on my who you talking about, Bullet? But if I missed anybody, my apologies. Brock Howard, I hope I said you, King. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming through. Oh, Sugar Free from California. Oh, okay. Okay. I never heard of him. I guess I need to tune in to Sugar Free. I would like to see him come out with E40, but I'm a huge E40 fan. Or what about Too Short? Too Short to be decent. Too Short to definitely be decent. Frequent, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't even see you. I'm sorry. Shout out to you, Frequent. I hope y'all have a great day, man. We're going to continue this on next week. Tomorrow. We're going to talk about the upcoming fights. I think one is tomorrow, but I know my boy Shushu is on there. It's a couple fights on that's leading up to the Devin and Regis fight. And of course, because Devin and Regis is a bigger fight, nobody's talking about those fights. So we're going to switch, I'm gonna make sure that we touch on that tomorrow because those are, equally important. Like I said, we got Shadae Green coming up. We got David Morrell. We also got Anyway versus Tapales. And then, as Expensive Paper said, December 23rd, the Day of Reckoning. So we have a lot of fights, big fights coming up. This is definitely a great month for boxing. It's keeping us busy. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed and fabulous as always. To those content creators that are watching us and not giving us our credit, please just start saying shout out to Upper Echelon or shout out to Coach Amber, like for real, especially Coach Amber, like she really in these streets.
Or Key Alexander. Make sure you shout out Key Alexander as well. And we were supposed to get on the heavyweights today, but tomorrow we'll make sure we get onto the heavyweights what Deontay Wilder said yesterday in the interview.
Yes. So then that's what we'll talk about. We'll talk about those fights and the heavyweights. You right, Upper. But thank you, Upper. Shout out to you and your family. I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Shout out to your gorgeous wife for lending you to us for a couple hours. I know, this is a time commitment, man. And you make it do what it do. Frequent. Okay. Thank you, Upper. And as always, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace and blessings to everybody. Sorry we didn't get to the heavyweights today, but it went everywhere today. But we'll get back tomorrow. I'm out.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought it was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fight. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. Yeah. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. LN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those six, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. Y'all know what the fuck going on around here, nigga. Y'all nigga keep talking about you want smoke. You can't catch me on social media, my nigga. I'm in the street with it, you dig what I'm saying? Nigga know they gotta kill me or die, nigga. Fuck you mean? Talking about smoke and we.
I appreciate that expensive paper. It ain't came through yet, though, bro. So if you sent me something, it ain't come through yet, though, King. But I appreciate you, King. It might just be waiting for a second, expensive. Oh, there you go. Shout out to my guy, Spencer Paper, for that bag of that good smoke. Appreciate you, King. Hey, Expensive Paper, I see you found my cousin's YouTube. I see you put his name up there. Yeah, that's his YouTube right there. Anybody else want to hear his music? He locked up again right now, so it's gonna be a minute before he come back out. But that was the stuff that he did when he was out. We're trying to get him another lawyer and everything to get his stuff back, right? But he had to go back to the feds. But that's him right there. Peace and blessings to all. Yeah, that's my boy. And when he talk about Sosa, that's what they call me. So, well, you know that you see my cash out, but that's the way they talk about me in there when he talk about that though. But yeah, let me get up out of here though, okay? Peace and blessings though. I'll see you around tomorrow. We're gonna talk about them heavyweights tomorrow. We were supposed to do it today. He got all out of the way though. But all right.